Great. Just great. Oh, wait, God, oh, wait, shit, I forgot. I forgot something very important. I was gonna just go to stream talk, but, okay, this is very scuff already. I am sorry about that one. Oh God, okay. Open the audio trouble. Yes, I'm having problems with audio. Damn. Okay, but it seems everything's fine. I was gonna go into live chat, but live chat. It just stream talk to talk for a bit, but yeah, no, I forgot to change some settings on that, so I guess we'll just stick to immediately with this one. Anyway. Hello everybody, User Ravens here, and God, I hope the connection stays stable, because when I was starting the stream, I was dropping frames like crazy. I don't know what was happening. I mean, yeah, I know what's happening, my internet's not that good, but hopefully the frames are stable enough for me to do all the events. But yeah, we're playing the Limbus and Arknights collab event for Limbus Company, and hopefully I will be getting everything here. So let's start without any more delay. Also, this is my first time streaming on YouTube, so if there's some stuff happening, that's on my end. So yeah, I decided to just stream on YouTube mostly because wait, give me a minute. Sorry, I started to stream on YouTube mostly because there's well, more people know me on YouTube than in Twitch. So maybe, but I would like to still do a stream on Twitch, maybe for other games. For this one specifically, I think it's fine. But for other games like, Devil May Cry and the like, you think that I would rather stream that on Twitch because it has, I would say, works better, but it mostly just the resolution. Well, the resolution, the quality of the recording would be better, I would say. But other than that, we are, yeah, this should be fine. Hopefully, it should be fine. Also, I ended up switching to another thing because my Discord was actually being pretty awful in terms of my PNG. Actually, since we are waiting anyway, I might as well try to see if my Discord stops being awful to me right now. It never hurts to check, Oh, yep. Yeah, no, my Discord is definitely not, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, okay, wait. It connected. Let me see. Oh. Oh, let me guess. That's a patch for an enemy or something? That would have been my guess. Emblem Shadows. Oh, hey there, Rizardesque. Welcome to the stream. Emblem Shadows' first impressions. Fucking slop. Just cash grab slop. It's awful. It's so fucking awful. What were they thinking? They already have a cash grab with heroes, and that was at least decent enough to be called Fire Emblem. That shit, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, what? Why? They could have used the time that they used to make that game, they could have used to make another fucking remake. But instead they made that? Why? I don't know why. Oh, so much wasted money. It's like that time when I ended up hearing that apparently Sony was making a fucking live service God of War. Like, why? Just why? Oh wait, I know why. Money. They have heroes though. Like, what? It's a train wreck, I'll tell you. It's a friggin' train wreck. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Yeah, no, it's around the same. Yeah. Yeah, the Discord, it's actually worse than this other thingy, so I guess I'll just stick with this. Let me just get that out of the way. And getting out of Discord, I'm just gonna close it all together. Maybe that'll give me better connection, hopefully. But yeah, let's just say I did not like the Emblem Shadows at all. Like, nah. They could have used the money that they used to make that for something much better. Hey, for a fucking Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War remake. All things considered. You actually enjoy it? Well, I guess I won't judge on people's taste. But personally, I hate it. Personally, I hate it. Why is the download taking so long? Oh wait, oh that's not good. Wait. Is my shit bugged? Oh no. Oh no, that's oh no, wait, no, never mind. I'm not touching shit. There we go. You just needed a little bit time to think. It's all. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ, it's been forever since I have done a live stream. At least we have the meat. I guess. And also, I saw Lin be transformed into a horse. Which did make me laugh because without the Uma Musume going on, you know? You had to complain to it loading? Yep. All I had to do was bitch a little. Man, I was trying to play this shit since yesterday, and then I got hit with the, hey, we were planning on painting some walls, remember? I was like, oh, right. Yeah. I don't really have a good track record on keeping on IRL schedule stuff happening. But hey, shit happens, and it's all done already, so at least I won't be bothered with that. And God, yeah, okay. For the gacha pulls on this one, I have enough for one pity, nothing more though. So I'm hoping I get lucky enough to get the two other ones, because the fourth ego for this gacha pull, it's an event reward, which basically means I just need to play the event and get the event items currency to buy it. So, and I'm a grinder at heart, so that should be no problem to me. Okay, yeah, live streaming is definitely affecting the loading the loading times, mostly on just the downloading resources side. Silly me for not thinking that there would be an update after an event. There's always an update to fix some stuff, or maybe nerfs. You never know. It seems the world is just stops at nothing to stop me from playing this. Oh yeah. Well, I just had to be patient. And now that they put a matter, Fire Emblem Fortune Weave is prequel or sequel? Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one, because I saw like a metric shit ton of videos about it, and it's hard, man. It's hard to see if it's because well, one thing that is important to note is that there is already relics in the trailer with that fucking Alucard looking guy wielding a relic weapon, and it's confirmed to be one because even it says so in the description of said weapon. And as you know, or hopefully you know, relics are made from bones of the Naviteans, and that should happen well after the death of Sothis, I would imagine. Unless they hunted another Nabatean a little bit before. So overall, if it's a prequel, it has to be sometime after some of the massacre of the Nabateans. Maybe not before they kill Sothis, but definitely. Oh yeah, right. Sothis ended up going a deep slumber after they fucking ravaged the land. So it would have to be a time somewhere between that, when they were ravaging the land, and some of the Nabateans died. And if it's a sequel, then it has to be like way in the future, and that would explain some of the relics and all that stuff, and also explain. And that way, for prequel and sequel, you can explain the big Sothis. One is when she had full power, and in the future when she was full power again after a lot of time. At least that's my take on it. I think it's a prequel because the main world looks like the Nabateans used to live. Yeah. No, sure. It's just that the relics puts a damp on it. But like I said, it might be, if it's a prequel, it might be like by the time where they were ravaging the land, when they were massacring the Nabateans. No. The massacre of the Nabateans came a little bit more, at least the whole massacre that Rhea was partying a little bit after Sothis died, right? So, but the Sothis had to cure the ravaged land after all that shit happened. So, at the very least, it's like a middle ground on the past, like before Sothis died, and a little bit after the Nabateans were massacred. And also, well, the place where the game is certainly not Fodlan. At least not that I can think of, or it may be part of the Adresian Empire, since that place is also like a Roman Empire. But as I have seen a lot of people say, it might be Dagda. It might be, the story might be taking place in the continent of Dagda, and that would also explain a lot of the different clothes and well, people actually being okay with the Nabatean there. So it could be Dagda or Almyra, but Almyra I doubt it. But I mean, I say I doubt it, but actually, if not, at least there will be some records on that side. So I would mostly think it's like the continent of Dagda that the game is taking place there, and but yeah, that would be my guess. Yeah, the relics are a thing, but since Sothis was fused to Violet, can she really grow up in a far future? Well, she can regain her power, and that will restore her form. That would be my guess. Because who's to say that? Because overall, it's like Like, if she grows up in the future, it's like the Naga situation, where Naga turns for a dragon into like a spiritual being, you know, that kind of deal. Anyway, it has loaded. Okay, how are the frames on the live stream? It seems to be great. Okay. Okay, I'll take that as a good fate. Oh, I got a friend request. I might as well box it in. Accept that shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, at least it's concurrent Steam player count gift of appreciation. Hey, now we got a free 10 poll. Nice. Okie dokie. Okay, but before going to the event, I have to do it. I have to do the main thing. I have to see if I'm lucky enough. Okay, let's start with my 10 poll tickets. That's what they're here for, after all. Okay, not what I wanted, and I already have that one. Great. All right, next one. Ooh, okay, the game is certainly slowed down a bit, but I can work with this. I can work with it. Nothing at all! Great, just great. This is looking dire. Very dire. Fuck! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Shit. Okay, that's only a 5-star. Not what I wanted. Another repeat! Come on! No! There goes out. Okay, there goes all that. Okay, time to use the single tickets, I guess, before I start using my lunacy. All right, next one. Nothing again. Yeah, nothing again. Okay, yeah. Oh, the speed. At the very least, some of the animations are still good enough. F. It's looking like it. It's looking very dire. Alright, might as well get the bad luck out of the way with the single pulse with this one. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe. I saved so much, and it's already not looking great. Well, okay, there goes all the single pulse. Time to do the 10 pulse, without that I have saved up. Yeah, finally! Okay, there we go! I got a 1! Gregor! Yes! I got the wow one! I got the power. I got the. I got like the main one that everybody wants, and that I wanted too. Yes, some brilliant glory, Gregor. There we go. There we go. We have 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. We need 2 more, and I need to at least get 1 more so I can pity the last one. Please, I am begging here. Okay, nope, not looking great. And I'm not even getting any ones that I haven't gotten yet, so that's sad. I'm getting a lot of repeats and not new ones. All right, shit. It's gonna come down to the wire. Okay, and I got another 5-star thing. Nope. Another repeat! Come on! If I'm getting a 5-star, at least give me one that I don't have. Come on, game. Jesus Christ, man. No. Okay, another 5-star. Please be one that I don't have. Fuck! No! No, is the dream ending? The dream is ending. No! No! Come on! Man! Fuck me, man. Really? I want the last pull, man. The last fucking pull. Come on, I need one more. Fuck! I just want another repeat. What else is new? Fuck! And also, I was wrong on my calculations. I don't have pity. So I'm still fucked! Damn it! Alright. The gacha hell is real. It is pretty real. Fuck! I only got one. Okay. Hopefully, if I do some of the event stuff, I'll manage to get enough for pity. But god damn it, my math was so fucking wrong. Okay. Before continuing to the event, though, I do need to okay, shit. Oh, yeah, what team am I gonna use for this? Am I gonna use the Bleed team? I'm just gonna use the popular one at the moment. All right, put in my boy here, the Wowie go, and let's dread spinning to level 3, level 4. Or maybe just level 3 at the moment. No, I don't. No, I don't have for level 4 yet. Well, level 3 it's pretty good at anyway. All right, let's do the event. Here we are, Rebelión de las Masas, Pilgrimage Compassion. Yeah, reward exchange. Yeah, there's the title elegy for Ishmael. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need this one. I'm gonna need the extra tickets. Oh god, I fucking okay. On the last major event that it was Walpurgis the months ago, I managed to get the rest of that I wanted on by getting some of the rewards. So hey, maybe I'll have enough luck. Hopefully, very hopefully here. The Unknown Sea. Oh yeah, right. I need whoops. Yeah, let me just use my PO boxes. Let's go. Okay. Yisan? Wait, we have Honglu, we have Gregor, we have Ishmael. They make sense because they are the ones that got the ego. But Yisan, what are you doing here? Where's Faust? What do you mean Yisan is here? Okay, well, that's weird. Ah, hell, I won't complain though. I do like Yisan. But why though? I did see in the trailer that Faust is present, so well, we'll see what happens. I was exploring a lobotomy corporation branch when my consciousness sinks into the depths. The sense of cognition, itself a concept without form, flows into the shadows of an ever-widening river, swept out in its current to nowhere. When we ran into an abnormality, but subtle as that Hong Yuan's lobotomy corp branch should be free of any abnormalities. Also, we are making this shit like right after, like right after Canto 8 and the hierarchy thingy. Pretty good. The abnormality, which had appeared out of nowhere, was more otherworldly than any we'd encountered so far in our journey, and deep blue. It was fathomless blue, and seemed to have pulled the endless drew us into itself. By the way, is the game being heard for you? Is there any audio problems, or is everything good? Just as I was about to recall this abnormality, a myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed into my mind like wild waves before ebbing away from its shores. I was already lost and adrift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. Just how long am I going to be adrift? The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is quite the unfamiliar one. I floated about in that strange state for a while. Is that Amiya? Are we gonna see her on the Limbus Company / Project Moon art style? An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Are you Dante? Yeah, I see the rabbit ears. The fog of my vision clears as the voice breaks through the waves. And a concerned expression comes into view. Yes, I am. Ah, what a relief. Gregor, I think Dante has come to. So, who are... I was about to ask further questions to the stranger with particularly long animal-like ears, but... I felt that the drowsiness was coursing back with the terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. Oh yeah, this music is very Arknights-like. Oh, this is one of the tracks. Okay, so context for my experience with Arknights. I haven't really reached the chapter 15. I haven't catch up, but I do know the Seaborn enemies thanks to a certain event that I had to do, and they're a bitch to fight. So I don't know if I'm ready to face them again in here, because I saw in the trailer that, yeah, those are Seaborns. I felt the drowsing. I have to get a hold of myself. After an intermittent amount of time had passed, I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more unfamiliarities. Yeah, that's the shot from the trailer. There was that stranger from earlier, sitting atop a rock and suddenly taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. Wait, so... were those animal ears after all? Come on, Dante, don't be too surprised. There are some animal-like people in the city too. Some are masks and some are distortions. Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out just where in the world I ended up in. So we're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia, huh? Yes, we're in Iberia. Well, given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to Eucorp's Great Lake? Iberia was an unfamiliar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknown than knowns to me. Fair? I read your colleagues when you briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here any minute. I see. Hey, there we go! Yeah, it's me and the Limbus in the Project Moon art style. That's cute. Well, I say Project Moon, but it's overall Limbus Company art style, because, yeah, technically Limbus Company and Library of Ruina and Laboratory Corporation, they all have different art styles. I mean, Library of Ruina is more towards the Limbus Company art style, but definitely not fully the same. Wait, my colleagues? You must have run into the sinners then. The fog of my mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen. Sinners? I think so. I ran into them earlier. They were looking all over the place. For someone with a clock for their head. It was a pretty unique description, so I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for. Also, how the fuck are you able to understand Dante? Yeah, wait, how the fuck do you know? How the fuck can you actually listen to Dante? How? Wait, yeah, he just dawned on me. You shouldn't be able to hear Dante. Just TikToks. So this clock head does come in handy. Ah, it's not voice? Okay. Alright. Management! Dante? I woke up in an unfamiliar place to an unfamiliar face, and in the midst of this all-around sense of displacement, the faces that appeared before me were certainly a sight for sore eyes. Gregor! Honglu! Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconscious by the ocean, and phew! I came as fast as I could, and oh boy! I was worried that something bad might have happened. Not to see you're doing fine. Were you lost at sea? I don't know. Well, I don't think I'm fine, though. I do think I'm fine, though. I guess not having any way to drink water is finally come in handy. Fair. You should get that check out just in case. Wait, your head's waterproof, right? Hopefully. Gregor takes a moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual quip as he lights a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem too concerned. Maybe we're not actually in that much danger. So what happened? Where are we? Do you remember entering that lobotomy corp branch Shishun told us about? Yeah. Yeah, we ran into a new abnormality and... and got sucked into it before we even had a chance to do anything. Man, I really thought that was it for us, especially with you getting sucked in there too, Mangerbot. But when we came to, despite waking up with our faces down in some ditch, we were all fine without a scratch, though there was quite a mess when we realized that you'd gone missing. We wanted to search for you immediately, but it took a while before we got a better bearing of where we were. Huh, so we are not at U-Corp's Great Lake? Some of us consider that to be a distinct possibility, but it's unlikely. Ishmael was really certain that we were not in District 21. She did concede that we might be in an unknown area within the Great Lake of the outskirts, but that doesn't seem likely either, given that the rabbit-eared lady there said. The outskirts region of the Great Lake? I met all kinds of people from all over Terra, but I never met anyone who referred to the Iberian Sea that way. Terra? Iberia? As I found myself puzzled by these unfamiliar terms, a very obvious question suddenly struck me. Speaking of which, who are you? Huh? Really? You fellas haven't introduced yourselves to each other yet? It's just that it's all just a lot to take in. Yeah, it's understandable. You did just wake up from a pretty harrowing experience. Jeez, actually, would you like to do the honors yourself? I'm Amiya, the leader of Rhodes Island. Yep! Please just call me Amiya. I'm Dante, manager at Limbus Company. I know I'm late, but thanks for saving my bake. Saving my fucking bro. The aura that has been lost to Dante with this just single phrase. Leave it up to Dante to to say shit like this, man, with a straight face. It seems that this Rodeo Island is a pretty big corporation, but Rodeo is Rhodes. The Gregor trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing with some mild trepidation. This young lady with the rabbit ears doesn't know what the head is at all. As far as I know, there aren't any organizations in Terra with the same characteristic as the one Mr. Gregor explained. At least not with a name like the Head. Also, sorry, it's Rhodes Island, not Rodeo. Sorry, Gregor is kind of bad with names. Yeah, that he is. So what are you saying? So what you're saying is that we're not in the same city anymore? It'd be weird for any higher-ups at these huge corporations to know less about the Head than we do, let alone to be completely clueless about it. Well, maybe we tumbled into a previously undiscovered zone of the outskirts, or the ruins. Probably. Yeah, the outskirts and the ruins are pretty unknown to everybody. And also Project Moon Lori himself, too. Or maybe we finally found ourselves in a completely different world. Yeah. If their conjecture is correct, we're in way bigger trouble than I thought. This wasn't like the time we accidentally stranded ourselves in the outskirts via a door in the corridor. Namiya stared at me with some concern, as though she felt my distress. I think I can draw a connection to something else that's happening there. Here. Really? Yeah, recently, anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia, ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. Say less! That's how we got here. And it's been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant. Something that we've never observed before, so... And also, as far as I know, in Arknights, dimensional doors on the timey-wimey stuff, it's not something new in Arknights. Seems reasonable to theorize that the dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. I really would have appreciated Foss' input. Where did all the other sinners go anyway? A bit late on the uptake to be gawking around for the other sinners now, don't you think? They're at a settlement near here, where they're all helping out with various odds and ends on the village, while taking turns searching for Dante, of course. You know, I never thought about how difficult it would be to search for someone when we're fish out of water, too, man. Man, brother got even a wink to sleep since yesterday. Everyone's got to be real tired then, so it's just you two out here for now? No, Ishmael and Yisang are the other half of the search party, and we just happen to be the last group in the rotation. They must be searching elsewhere to find you, Manager Bud. We got the news early thanks to Amiya's command gear, but the other teams didn't. Yeah, we got lucky. The other team, well, we don't have any way to get in touch with them, so they'll probably continue their search until their shift is done. Oh, we are talking about that. Are we talking about that village you mentioned earlier? Uh huh. Right, you've not been there yet, huh? I guess it's a bit off the beaten path. Well, we are going to have to rendezvous with the other sinners anyway, so let's head to the village for now. Something seemed to pick Amiya's interest as she fell into a contemplative silence, before carefully speaking up. I would like to accompany you there. Sure, I don't see why not. You help us find Measurebot, and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do. I don't actually know Iberia that well either, but I should be able to be of some help. They closed their borders and have practically locked out any foreigner influences from attracting them, but I did get a briefing before the mission. Closed borders, huh? Then how did you get in, Miss Amiya? We followed Dr. Kelsey's directions and illegally crossed the country border. Oh, damn, or, yeah. Yeah, right. Illegally? Yeah, not the first rodeo on that one. Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Amiya? We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be. Huh, is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that? Large pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions. Right, K-Corp? K-Corp. Yes, Rhode Island is, in its essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with oropathy. But we also work to prevent and assist the management of various situations that can occur in their high-risk areas. Honestly, that's kind of like what Limbus Company does, in a way. High-risk areas, huh? At least a little bit. Wait, what about your companions? I thought you came all the way here on your own. That's, we were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop! Amiya's ears twitched as she came to a stop and began scanning the surrounding areas. Then, there! As we stood about confused, Amiya, noticing something, pointed towards the seashore hidden behind large and cragged rock formations. What are we supposed to, huh? Oh, hey, Scotty! There she is. There we saw someone wielding a lengthy great sword, bickering with two other familiar faces. Hey, the two sea women. And Yizang. Again, move. You're in the way. Oh, hey, that's it's been a while since I have seen Yizang mad. Well, I say a while, but it's been like Canto 8. You needn't worry. Yes, you do. We had ample experience battling monsters who are much like them. Listen, I'm not worried, Come on, better to have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person we run into out here, so we got a lot of questions to ask. Yizang! Ishmael! Dante, you are unharmed. And here I was getting ready for a 3-day-long search. What a relief. We were really worried that we might have never been able to find you. We managed to find them thanks to help from Miss Amiya here. Amiya? Are you two acquainted? Not a good time for a reunion. It can wait until after we take out the sea monsters. Scotty, are those organisms the seaborns Dr. Calcit mentioned? Yup. They're sea terrors, to be specific. The less sophisticated ones among them. And they're probably here for me. Sea terrors? I hear the sticky noise of something viscous slithering against the rocks. When I turn to face the origin of those unsettling noise, I smell the heavy, wet scent of brine. There they are! At the end of my gaze awaits strange monsters, unlike distortions, unlike abnormalities, unlike anything I've ever seen. It is as though the sea itself is encroaching on the land. I was almost certain we weren't at the Great Lake, but I'm not so sure anymore. Her experience with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a wary mood. Fair. As Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Do you think these creatures could be whales or mermaids? I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries after all. Dante, what do your senses say? It's unclear. I say the closest comparison I could make is with the whales, but even that's not conclusive. Huh. More enemies on the horizon! We should prepare for battle! Doesn't seem like we can talk things out with them, though. So, let's take them out! Yeah! Violence! Oh boy, okay. Oh, buddy. It's been a bit, but I say a bit, but I have played Limbus Company on the background, just farming shit. Ugh, speaking of that... Oh, okay, there they are. Oh! Hi there, Amiya. Okay, the game seems to be running somewhat well. Anyway, win rate! Okay, it's as good as it can be. I can work with this. Yeah, I don't think Intuition would have been much better anyway. Jesus Christ. Oh, my frames. My poor frames. Yes, kill just those elite operators. Thank you. Okay, actually, I should read, mostly because they are new. Yeah, slam down, sinking, yep, figures. Raping, mutilation. Yep. Oh god, okay. Abyssal Horrors, inflict +2 sinking potency on against without sinking. The Nether Sea Brand Utopia. When on top of a Nether Sea Brand, gain Clash Power +2 and double the amount of nervous impair. No! No, not this again! No! Oh, this fucking status effect on Arknights. It was a nightmare to deal with. As 30 stack becomes staggered, then take fixed damage equals to 25%. Yeah! Yeah, that's about the same thing that it does in the game. God fucking damn it. Oh, okay, yeah. Stairs on top of Nether Sea Brand at turn end, take fixed damage of equal to 5% HP and gain 3 nervous impairment. Greatly increases the nervous impairment stack to center. Jesus Christ. Just great, yeah. So, TLDR, do not get hit. God damn it, Ishmael. God damn it, Ishmael. TLDR, try to not get hit. Oh wait, no, yeah, no, right. Even if they clash, they technically still hit you. Fuck. So we have to take them out faster than they can stagger us, basically. Jesus. So it's like dealing with Rupture, in a way. It's like dealing with Rupture. Thank you, Hans Yiseng. Yeah, this is like dealing with Rupture all over again. Just with a little bit, no, not even a little bit, way more dangerous. Oh, buddy. Okay, maybe I should, just for the stream, I should, okay. I'm gonna leave everything on medium, and let's see how it goes from there. Okay, yeah, let's put that off. Might not look as pretty, but it might run smoother. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can immediately see the difference, man. Okay, it does run smoother, I'll say. Yeah, it is smoother. But I would love the quality to be still good, and the rendering distance. Yeah, they're good, more good. Graphic. Okay, how if I put it on at 30 FPS? Maybe that'll be better. Let's see. Okay, that's actually good. I don't sacrifice the graphics. I just sacrifice the FPS. I can deal with this. I can deal with this. I can honestly deal with this. Hey, there you go. That's great. Mission accomplished, just like Arknights. That's great. That's great. I like that. I like that. Our remaining enemies have retreated to the sea. Good work, everyone. Phew. I didn't think I had to deal with anything remotely like this outside of the Great Lake. You can say that again. It would have taken us the whole day if that Scotty Carter didn't occupy the other half while Mr. Rabbit helped us from a distance. As we were catching our breath after the battle, I heard a brief hum. When I turned to look at its source, I saw Scotty glaring at me with palpable alarm. Strange people who transform. And a head of clock. I guess they're both technically true. Well, it's nothing more than a theory at this point. I think they have a lot to do with the dimensional door we are supposed to be investigating. Nice to meet you, I guess. I only hear a tick clock. I only hear a ticking clock. Yeah. How are you able to understand me? How are you able to understand Dante, Amiya? How? Oh, that's because only us sinners can hear Dante's voice. Huh? What's up? No, I'm just wondering how Miss Amiya can seemingly understand Dante. Yeah. What's going on here? Yeah, it completely flew over my head that it didn't even question how weird this is. Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me, too, but I don't know. It's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say, what kind of emotion they're trying to convey. Her explanation reminded me of the blue boy in Sinclair's past. Fucking Damien. But I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation from Amiya that I felt from them. So she can read me kind of like how Virgilius can, I guess. Right, Virgilius can do that shit too. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. That's true. It's been a bit of a hassle to always need Faust or Honglu to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we got the luxury of time to sit down and figure this out. So, are we heading back? Sounds like a plan. It's not like we know anywhere else to go, right? Oh, and Miss Rabbit here will be tagging along too. She said she'll help us find our way back. I'm glad to be working with you too, also, Miss Ishmael, Mr. Honglu. They took the words right out of my mouth. You've already helped us plenty, and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do. The journey is long. Perhaps embarking on it the sun's fall would be wise. How long's the journey? No idea. It's not like we have a clock with us. I do know that it's not very far, though. We just need to walk along the coastline for a bit. I know how it looks like, but Dante's clock cannot tell the time. Scotty quietly points in my direction. Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time. Then why the clock head? I didn't exactly choose to get myself a clock-shaped head. I look away from Scotty's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidified fixed on my head. The coast of Iberia are hardly good places for people to live. Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they thrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this? The monsters are called seaborns, or sea-terrors, yes? Well, it is true that they possess certain difficulties. They were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring scourge to drive out the local populace. Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish. She's just telling us to be on guard, right? Oh, shit. Scotty can be a bit curt, but she's not a bad person. I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger variants of these creatures being out there. Scotty's answer only served to fund my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry, so I quietly quickened my pace as we walked to the village. Yeah, when I was doing an event where Scotty had a different outfit, people the villages near the ocean are weird, like empty, hollowed out. To be precise, like they're like they can barely communicate, feel emotions, or anything at all. I don't know if it's that if it was like well, I don't know how similar that is to the main story though, because I didn't quite reach the Iberia part of the story. Oh, and the Arknights win. Yeah, the Arknights win music too for this one. That's nice. First time, the X, Cetar sample, just a purchase. Yep. Okay. Oh no. Game. I think my game. I think my game stopped working out for a little bit there. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'll fix. Where's my 300 lunacy for that little dog, huh? This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it? It doesn't seem like they've done any proper unkept to the place. Not in a while, at least. Yeah, that's what the village. That's how the village that I was doing in the event looked like. They're really here, living together. The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity from a bygone era. Our steps. Oh, the Faro Muerto entrance. I love how the names are either in Spanish or it's Italian and it just sounds very Spanishy, or it's just Spanish in general. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet and muddy ground. On it, I see a rotting sign marked with the name Faro Muerto. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. We don't see these kinds of abandoned-looking ruins often in the city, either. Well, yeah, there's always someone who or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate. It's free real estate! Be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up. Better than this, at least. So, where are the sinners? There's a clearing down there, where... That's Sinclair... that's Sinclair Core, I think. We were in trouble betwixt a twain of great ships. No, that's Don Quixote. No, yeah. I really recognize this pitch now. We were in trouble betwixt a twain of great ships, narrowing winds against our sail. Ooh, the fucking toss. And that is when young Ishmael, boom, her command most resonant. Say no more. Yeah, yep. That's her. I didn't even have to try to search for them. The unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. There she is! That's Don Quixote, voice when she's sharing her adventures still. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures like a traveling thespian. Answers, ye dogs, horsemen! This the moment Ishmael, the first mate of the vessel, Mephistopheles, shall never Stop! Hold on! Just what do you think you're doing? Young Ishmael, unhand my mouth, for I was about just to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventures of the great Manager Squire! Verily, thou hast returned with Manager Squire safely in tow. What? They found a clockhead? British, yeah. Yep, those are the townspeople that I remember. They look pretty good on the Limbus Company art style. They look pretty good. But also they look how I remember them. A burning clock for a head. When I was a child, I heard a story about a legendary Sarkas with a flaming head. Why would someone like that visit our humble village? While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there is no cause for alarm. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, our manager, and the rest are... Oh, hello. I'm sorry, who are you two? They're two very nice people who'll help us find Dante. This is Miss Amiya, leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Catty, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a little while. With us? We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhode Islands are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. As Emiria was bringing them the students up to speed. The villagers who are staring at us curiously approach us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we were not a threat? I sure hope so. You are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Merely, that's quite the grand title, yet that in the world by which we addressed. To be more precise, by saviors, they are referring only to Foss and Otis. Foss gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. Aww. So, I'm guessing something did happen. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. Oh, yep. What business do outsiders have here? What if they're from the Inquisition? Oh yeah, the Inquisitors. Right. Right. Yeah, so it is basically the one that I know. Okay. I'm not as blind as I would have imagined. Good. Oh no. What do we do? After all we went through to get here. Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. They're all called curmudgeons. Man, I'm learning new words. Let's STNC, then PTSD. What? Like what Gregor has? You can't do that, Ryoshi. We can't pillage their storage depots. It looks like they already have enough. They have it hard enough as it is. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Should we just find help? Should we just find help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts. Ere we are to decide our lodging. Well, the landscape is certainly reminiscent of U-Corps. But I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this. Though I can't say I've been to every corner of U-Corp. I ask again, what business do outsiders have here? Their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonged silence will most likely turn into a hostile encounter. We can have that! Hi, we're from Limbus Company, we're Fixers of Justice! Yeah, Fixers of Justice. Oi! Don't you know when to keep it down? Fixers? Fixers? That over there, it's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All this construction material seems to suggest so. Chief! This does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious, I never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the test to rule out any stability issues? It seems to power the heat exchanger via some methods comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Foss? The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While the stability will need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. You identify all that by merely glancing at this blueprint? You must be the village chief, then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting in their ship repair, we were promised a ride on their vessel. Miss Foss has theorized that perhaps, by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea? Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch. A hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Foss, who nodded solely in response. Let me guess, since we're in another dimension, your Discord server is not available. If we're really in a different world, even her castle chef has to be, yep. No issues were encountered in the repair process. Foss smiles faintly as she looks around. Then she pulls me in by my hems. She whispers in a low voice. My connection to castle chef is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante. So it's still connected, at least? Indeed it is. However,
Even exchanges of simple information are taking up to dozens of hours by current calculation.
Is this a warp train situation? Because we're in a different dimension?
The costs should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Foss is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train.
So, to get back to where we came from...
Indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution.
And from that, you come up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to sea.
Yes, well, I am also a genius after all.
I mean, also you said I am instead of Foss is a genius. Yeah, you're in control at the moment. I mean, conjecture that we probably came through a dimensional doors of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Foss is looking for.
With high likelihood, yes.
At least there's a way back. I find myself calming down a little. Oh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job?
As fortune should have it, a majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or two to get its core parts ship-shape again, executive manager.
We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage to last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us got a proper night's rest. Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night.
Not to mention how they helped us a ton with a local map they drew us. Oh, also, she handed us this earlier. What's it for? Ah, looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here. I know how to get that installed.
It must
be to repay Miss Voss and Miss Otis' efforts at repairing their ship. Yet, the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account.
They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh? As for food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread Rhodia kept in her pockets. They didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? Huh. She gave us enough cookies and bread for 12 people?
Yeah, how much food do you have in your cell, Rhodia?
They did offer us some notch, those red up fish things, but we refuse. I ain't about taking food from the needy. No. No need to concern yourself so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I turned around to look at the source of that low, rumbling voice, and saw an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself amongst the other villagers.
There you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay the night?
We do have a place to shelter from the misty humidity at the very least. There is an empty building there, so feel free to occupy it for the night. Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself.
Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since, like, yesterday. You'll catch a cold sleeping in the elements in this environment, which is fine by me for the rest of you. But we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? I heard that what happened from the four who left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company.
Of course you're saying all that shit with interest in mind, of course.
This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy, in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. I'm just surprised by her boldness to say something so materialistic when they're starting right there. Can I stay in your village too, Chief?
The village chief took a brief glance at the hems by her wrist, then nodded. Welcome to Faro Muerto. You are welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please do let me know if you find yourself without food, or food supply may be tight. Our food supply may be tight indeed. But we have enough to share with those two who help repair their vessel. The vessel.
You better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe? Hey, Chief.
What is it?
Just how are you surviving out here by the sea?
Perhaps the question of how are we surviving may be somewhat misdirected. For we are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive.
The ship responds to Scotty perceived hostility with a heavy, hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. I'm going. Can't learn much more than from behavior.
Huh? If you're going somewhere at this hour?
Scotty, does this have something to do with the coast? I remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in. Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast? You. Do you understand the Aegir language?
Aegir language? No.
Dante, Scotty just spoke in Aegir. I couldn't understand a word of Scotty and the chief's conversation because I don't speak Aegirian.
Huh.
It may only be that there were enough lexical similarities between one of the city's languages and the language Scotty spoke in for them to comprehend the meaning. Weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see. You still have to tell us about it later. Please remember you're not on a solo mission, Scotty. This is a team effort from Rhode Island. Will do. Scotty nodded lightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kind of worried. She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already.
Oh yeah, we can probably just pick an unlit building to stay there for stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. This shit is pretty good. I'm liking this. Man, I am so glad that I did the Scotty that one Scotty event, because with that I'm already getting a lot of context that I would have missed out on. Like the Seaborn, the people here that destroy the houses, and the Inquisitors. I know all that shit now because I played that event. And also knowing how Scotty acts. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of lunacy. Okay, I might have enough lunacy to keep pulling after. Terra! Everything that has a combat passive and a support passive. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us. Okay, now we are ready. With the curtains on the window removed, the smoke has an exit. Wow, I thought that we were doomed to shatter ourselves asleep with the soaking wet fire with and all. I had no idea that'd work. We just have to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside being all the smoke. It's clear that she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know. There's the fool.
I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of her labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients. Young Rodion, for I shall conjure the pot of a special fixer soup. You're making soup with cookies and jelly?
How? No! You're not getting anywhere near the kitchen again! Not after what you cooked up last time! Right. Alright, man. That fucking event, man. Hell's Kitchen. Okay, you sang!
Well, I must admit to a certain level of interest. As many of our fellows viscera are often racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making. Perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment.
Yeah, how the fuck Jisan can stomach that shit? I do not know.
Right, don't you remember? We agreed to leave a cookie to Mer or Oti if we ever in a situation like this, remember?
Did we? See, I think it's become sort of an unspoken rule after everything that happened. Remember, back during last year's cooking contest at Q-Corp, K-Corp, they were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. Yeah.
Oh, does that mean that we'll get to try all this cooking once again? Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. And let us see that everyone's still energetic. Given the circumstances, it can be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment.
Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Amiya?
She shook her head, concerned. They might have lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble.
Could they be in danger?
I don't know, but I'm sure they're okay. The Dr. Cal said they're both more than capable enough to look after themselves.
Yeah, the doctor.
Doctor?
Long have this curiosity lingered within me. Thus, allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there doubt that my explicate this blurred distinction?
I wanted to know too. How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhode Island's helping people?
How come a pharmaceutical is helping people? Jesus. When you put it like that, you can really see how fucked up the city is.
Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the cascades of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Hong Lu's fathoms. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, choose to obsess over the profit it can provide. There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected organs, internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called oropathy.
Amiya showed me the back of her right hand, dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the bio-treatments from the back streets, but there was something more to it, something more restless, more sinister.
It's a terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any records of cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable deadly disease? Well, it varies region by region. Discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra.
Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Nissan began with a dark expression.
Some are quarantined in places with terrible inhuman conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but this oropathy highly contagious. No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal grows on their body decay and turns to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Then barren environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected. Staying with close proximity of the infected in a daily life seems to pose hardly any risk.
So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring about what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, logic goes out the window. Yup.
Then Rhode Island's goal has to be... Yes, it is important to develop a cure for oropathy, but I think what really matters is that we change the circumstances for the better for the infected. That's not going to be an easy endeavor, though that is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Amiya. I really do.
Oh, Hong Lu, ever the kind one.
For truth!
The city, this world, we both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we?
What kind of world did you come from? This city?
What kind of place is the city anyway? The city, the kind of place with too many pointless rules. The kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The city seems to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds are rarely ever go unpunished, where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's a shithole.
It's an irrational place, full of absurdities.
Absurdity is an omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved.
We can at least gruise about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do.
It would be more correct to experience more and acclimate oneself to it instead of complaining.
You did say something like that last time. Just as the mood was starting to turn rather sour, Don Quixote shuddered through the awkwardness. Verily, nary a day goeth by untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where evil riseth, so doth her fixes of justice too. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out! Whoa! Hello? From behind the wall, she accidentally broke down, and a familiar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. How fares thou? First thy fruit! You gotta apologize first! She fucking broke the wall! She broke the fucking... Yeah. With all this shit, you gotta remember that Don Quixote is quite literally the strongest sinner that we have, physically. Last seemed not too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the walls to crumble with such ease. Are thou unhurt? Any injuries? Two? Pray tell, to what? Forget the apology, I just want to know what happened next. The fixers of justice rise up to... do what? Oh! Hast thou come to hear me? To hear the tale of fixers? I don't know about coming to us. You may almost think Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Oh, is it too late an hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay, not at all. It's quite early an hour for tales, in fact. Prithee, say thyself here. You ungovernable fool. Calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. Thou makest our request most unattainable. This tales deserves to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kinds of stories. But we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Nice, mayors. How should I put this? Did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my Gramps.
Oh, that's that nice guy. So he had a granddaughter.
Yet I have not seen you once, Miss Mayors, under the sun. Oh my, you're right. I thought the village was completely dried up of any young blood. Like Rodia said, well, we didn't see mayors out there. There wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me Gramps was worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside. Going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. They are things you cannot share even with you, with whom you trust with your life. Though I would like to know why. My! So there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village? No, there isn't anyone around my age in the village at all. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyway, it's our turn. We are... I'm good. I hear enough to get an idea.
You did?
Who? Pray, how didst thou hear us? Via listening device must secret upon our chamber. May you step aside of the wall? The part of it was still standing anyway, and smiled ironically. Bad sound proving. I could hear pretty much everything. Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see.
I think you could really do with some sense of embarrassment for once.
Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introduction, so... Oh my god, that's so cute! This is the Don Quixote star eyes. Get to regale me with the tales of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city. Indubitably, then, this shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale of which the legendary fixer, the Magnificent herself, the Red Mist, hath
I suppose that'd kill any hope for a good night's skip. Kip. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back here in the hay, no matter how noisy things are? Well, do you take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? You have been posed as a bear in La Mancha land, I'm just saying. Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over. He fell asleep immediately anyway.
I'd say bear in hibernation is a pretty apt descriptor.
For all that grumbling and moaning, he does suffer before any of us did. Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment he set to touch the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. Marcel had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this familiar land slowly began to fall asleep as well.
Meanwhile, the fixer of the Psi Association first section.
Though then I was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? Given how she can stay up for 3 days, she can. I guess it's okay, since Mayor seems to be having fun. As I continue to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amilia, not yet asleep, approached me.
This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? No, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually those of other famous people. But she's telling it with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Well, I guess, if you really want to get into it, some of them might be returns to Don Quixote's personal experiences.
Yeah, that is true. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the place we were made to watch back in La Mancha land. Well, I think all the stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need fixes of justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without someone having to force it.
That's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhode Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future.
Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Mears and I made eye contact.
Did she overhear the conversation?
I looked at her to her direction as well, but all I saw was Mears excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales.
Well, what happened then? Thus spake Lady Otis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path. Thou presumest to stand in our path, servants of our master most unworthy? I, Otis, shall educate ye on how manner manketh.
Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hong Yuan, and Otis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote unintentional alteration of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted,
Damn it! What kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that. Barely, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's tales of adventures for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry once the story is too realistically as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record of our book remains once the profound silence swept through this village. So I've always had a craving for this kind of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from emigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still it's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we are going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled.
Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition? Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Yeah, the nail and hammer we saw back at Call aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. Yep.
According to Dr. Calcit, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Siberia fell into chaos. That its inquisitors are the rapier and lamp-wielding protectors of Iberian cities from lawlessness.
That alarm kind of makes them sound like good people, though.
Yeah, they are, but that's the Church of the Deep. There's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with incidents related to the church that worships seaborns. Fee! An organization that worships those monsters! It seems that the cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever we go.
I feel like people with all kinds of wrong space and beliefs are so common.
Yeah. See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up, so following their logic, apparently, it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seemed to even remotely connect to them. Are you trying to say Iberia is like this because of the Seaborn?
Those things from earlier. I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong.
Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps, but the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem to be quite fond of committing such villainy. It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me. Oh,
really, Otis?
Damn. But it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I hear I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died.
You must have had to endure such a long period of pain. To be able to say something like that with such a composure.
For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring the lands back to its glory days. But to Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze. Yet, Warfare has now decided to settle at a place that is so, run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys.
A new path?
Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ships tomorrow, too?
This place really has no soundproof at all, huh?
Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow, too. After seeing Mayors to her own room, the other sinners, those who were still up anyway, and I laid ourselves on the hard stone floor with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs. A mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives of its people were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. Hi there, Hohenheim. It's nice to drink some water. Getting the vocal cords going. You know, when I ended up streaming on Twitch, Alien Isolation, it was at least the game was smoother than, well, how Limbus Company right now is running. Maybe Twitch is the answer. Well, hey, I'm doing this live stream on YouTube basically just to see how YouTube is with this shit, and so far I think I'm gonna prefer Twitch for this kind of deal. But hey, who knows? In the future I'll get a better computer, maybe, most likely, hopefully. Okay, vessel masses. Oh, okay, now I can select more people. Yeah, clear selection. Yeah, yeah, Kong Lu. Yeah, you. Uma-san. You and you. Gregor. And the rest, yeah. There we go. Okay. It's so big! Amazing. I didn't know there were remaining vessels of this class in Iberia. Aha! I spy her name here. This called by the name Rebelión de las Masas. Rebelión de las Masas. Yeah, Revolt of the Masses, is it? A name very much admired in peculiarity, indeed. Honolulu chimed in that he was rather fond of it, with its size being about the same as a boat from his own. Wadishman quickly jumped in to correct us that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake, but it was still pretty big compared to Mephi or the Indigo Elder skiff. I thought it was going to be somewhere around Mephi's size at most. Are you sure you can get the ships fixed in a day or two? As I briefed you yesterday, the great majority of the time-consuming repairs had already been completed by the villagers. The extent of our repair efforts only concern a few components within the vessel that the villagers could not repair, which should take us much time. Unless parts that are unfamiliar to us are also malfunctioning, such as the core engine, remaining repairs should be sufficiently managed by FOSS. Despite all this confident declaration, I could not help but feel oddly unsettled as I look at the ship. I don't know why, but something tells me that we don't want to linger here for too long. Still, please be thoroughly about it, just in case. I'd rather not sit on a sinking ship again. The experience at the Great Lake was enough, yeah! Do not worry, Dante. Unlike Mephistopheles, most functions of this vessel, buoyancy gear, propellers, steering gear, are all in operational capacity. This repair should be much easier than the case with Mephistopheles. They seem confident enough. It should be safe this time around, right? Are we taking that rope to climb up to the ship? No. There's a lift-like apparatus down here. It should take us up to the ship. Its stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift. You're 100% certain, right? The boat is afloat right now, Dante. I don't think it'll be sinking anytime soon. Wouldn't that be nice? Oi, are you two just going to faff about down here? We're heading up now. No, we're going to go with you. As I made my way into the vessel's bridge, I was greeted by the extravagant interior that was like as gaudy as its exterior. Hey, this music is from Canto 5. This isn't real gold, is it? Surely it's shiny as heck in here, but I got butterflies in my stomach. A.S. Aesthetically satisfying, she says. But too ostentatious, not quite my style. Our young Mephi is also quite the excellent vessel, yet imagine the adventures we could embark on aboard this vessel most lavishly decored. As far as Thanatos were working on one of the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced with it, before giving a knowing nod. This must have been an investigative or research vessel of sorts, but it does seem a bit extravagant for one of those, though. Look, coordinates, updating in real time, it seems. The coordinates seems to have been set to somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe it points to a small islet. Nope, ain't no islet there. Whoa! Blimey, Les, you sure know how to sneak up on people? Mayors? What? Did I actually surprise you? I did ask if you guys were gonna come fix the boat today. Still, I didn't know you'd be here. Where are the coordinates set to this location? There are several undersea cities beneath those coordinates, collectively known as Eger. Cramp's home. I see. Understood. What was understood, if I may ask? It is now understood why the promise to repair this ship was sufficient to earn their trust and the title of saviors. What's she on about? Someone get translating. Consolidating and cross-referencing the observed particular circumstances of the village and the statements from the village chief, alongside information garnered from the exchange with mayors, it is possible to gauge that significance the ship repairs has to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections that poses a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend. Wow! To employ any degree of effort to attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency. Ow! Oh, Jesus Christ! You didn't have to do my boy like that! Lower the baton, I implore you. I shall explain it in full.
Ah, I was wondering when Miss Smartass would start grabbing like that again. So, what's she on about? Hickler's shoulders were relaxed. It didn't seem like he was actually going to swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulder, with a sigh. A brief observation of the village seemed to suggest that their subsistence situation was quite dire. Much of the daily substance consisted of dried food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes. Considering what Scotty said about how the coastal areas are full of danger, maybe those dried seafood aren't from around here either. Maybe it's food they packed when they first came to Faro Muerto? Some villagers were armed, yeah, and those sea turtles weren't exactly that formidable, but given the state the villagers are in, I doubt they have an easy time repelling those monsters. Indeed. And that brings us to the question of substance. Right, I get what's going on here. The lass and her granddad are about to visit their hometown, and they're trying to get some food supplies from there to feed the villagers. And to convince them, they're planning to use the fact they're from the same Nego woods. Or sea, I guess. Oh, so we're not just repairing their ship, we're repairing their food supply, their food supply plan too. Huh? So what's wrong? It's, well, the expression were rather crude. Hitler's summary of the situation was clear, to the point, and easily understood. The sinner started him with mild surprise. And I did too. What's with 7-eyed looks? Wait, oh, you sots! You don't think I'm that dim-witted, do you? Top-notch intuition. It's just that it's been a while since you've shown this side of yourself. Thinking back, Hitler's intuition had always been excellent, and he'd often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed. You know, when you really think about it, it's kind of your fault for... Oh, I've been too soft on you lately, haven't I? Oi, get back here! Now, with those fools out of the conversation, was he correct? Otis looks away from the casual chaos and asks Mayors. Honestly, I'm surprised he was on point. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, food's been running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the Eager will, I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms. I don't want to come off like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike Mayors or Chief, they're not eager. The Iger, actually, it's pronounced Iger. I believe they will. I very suspect San hates the Iger for no other reason that we're from the sea, but our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers. But Purdy, might thou explain to us who the Iger are? I had initially thought it to be a reference to a region, yet it also seemed to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there's something like nest dwellers? Though I don't think I've heard of a nest that accepts backstreet people with open arms. Or maybe they used to be some rich folk? If they call them nest tops, Iger here, then does that make the rabbit ear last Iger too? Wait, in the world you came from, do they not distinguish between races? Nope. That is not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does not exist. Though I only saw them in the Fathoms, there were those terrifying things called cocoa spawns, yep. However, as a general rule, it can be said that the humans should be the only intelligent life forms in the city. The people of Terra have slightly varying appearances depending on the race, likely my cottage ears. And I got pointed ears because I'm Iger, though it's not a characteristic every Iger shares. The closest idea to what they are discussing appears to be, a bloodfiend. The other seemed to be struggling to finish her sentence. Marisol stepped in to continue. By context clues and the manner of word usage, including the means of classifications, the closest example in our world would be bloodfiends. Yep. Similar to external appearances to humans, different natures, comparable sapiens. This too of my belief that bloodfiends are ostracized
due to their nature that maketh coexistence with humans difficult, it may be that the Hager are also... I'm sure some of them they do possess qualities that make coexistence with others difficult, but they're probably rare. Then wherefore are they made subjects of suspicion and hatred? That's...
Well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to the city folks like us. Think of feathers of fallen wings, kids from born in the backstreets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. The form differs, yet in its essence we find the thread. Yep. Something about how we kept finding these similarities in the ways of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a distant world with different rules, races, and humans. Felt oddly discomforting. Yep. The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing up the ship. Let's move on from these gloomy conversations, okay? I want to show you the cooler parts of this ship. This way, the ship tour may have to wait. The repairs are almost completed, but an issue has arisen. Issue? Whoa, that's not reassuring at all. Multiple divers identified ahead, assumed to be a sea-terror horde. The ship radar system seems to suggest that the vessel is surrounded. They are the same monsters from yesterday. Executive Manager, please order us to prepare for battle. Damn it, are they the sea-terrors you encountered? They look a bit different, but yeah, probably. There's a lot of them, but if our less experience tells us anything, we should probably be able to handle this. I mean, yeah, please support us in battle like you did yesterday. Canst thou fight, young mayors? I feel like I'm just gonna get in your way. Then, guys, find a place to keep mayors as far as possible from the battle. Then let's arrive down there. We don't want them damaging the ships any further. Alright. Let's dance, assholes. Oh, yeah, there's the fucking dog-looking things. I remember you motherfuckers. They were so annoying to deal with, too. Ugh. Yep, the animations could be better, but with the limitations that I have to put on myself, but it's fine. Okay, I should really also read here. Oh, only they're not that dangerous. If they were thinking, oh, okay, these guys don't have the annoying shit that this fucker have. Good. Also, goddamn, the music is good. The music is so good. Oh, nice one. Yep, Malphos. There you go. Very nice. Okay. Are we getting some of that shit again? Okay, what do I need to use? There's one. Oh, I just need wrath. Do I have somebody with a wrath around here? I don't think I have wrath. Damn it. I have everything else but wrath. Oh well. Oh well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here comes more. Oh my god, 20! Man, I can use the cool EO that I just got from for Gregor. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Oh, okay, yeah, full horse. Full horse for there. Oh, only one left. Bye bye, guy. Bye bye, my guy. It's been good. Oh, I love that. Mission accomplished. You know, at the very least, I'm glad that the music is not bugged out. So that's something. If I'm gonna stream whenever I stream again, I'm just gonna do it on Twitch. YouTube is not being very kind to me in terms of the FPS side, it seems. Okay, another round. Let's go. Shit. Yeah. Okay, same as me. Oh fuck. Okay, nope. That's bad. Oh no. I'm getting fucking flashbacks. I'm getting Arknights flashbacks from facing these guys. No, there it is! There it is! No! No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Oops. Shit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Fuck. Oh yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah, that's another 20. Mm-hmm. Nicely done. Yeah, here comes more. Should I just... well, they're the last ones. Might as well just fucking release the nuke. Yeah, can I do the extra one? I can indeed. Alright, fuck it. Let's go. Okay. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, that's awful. Damn. Okay, none of those coins hit. Well, time to use some broken coins then. Okay, ego animations are somewhat good with the with the low with the somewhat low settings. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Definitely not worth it though. Definitely not worth it. Yeah, at least now he has a power up there. Alright, there you go. Mission accomplished. The remaining entities have all returned to sea. Is everyone okay? It was just like our last skirmish. Sea turrets that had surrounded the ship returned to the sea even before the battle came to an end. And the retreat felt too orderly and deliberate to be just running away. It's almost like they're making a tactical retreat. We're doing peachy, but what about the ship? Foe, is the ship okay? Minor damages to the hull, but nothing that will impede the ship's operational capabilities. Phew! So I noticed that during the battle, I might be wrong of course, but I think I noticed how around the end of the battle, those monsters were starting to go after the manager? You're probably right actually. I noticed too, at some point during the battle, our battle, those monsters realized that it's the manager who's commanding the rest of us. I sensed the very same. Their movements were fluid and adaptive, as though they were learning our behavior. Why does the Church of the Deep worship monsters like them? That ain't much of a question, eh? They must have all gone mental. I'm sure they have many reasons, but Seaborns are beings of infinite potential, so much so that there's no superlative big enough to properly convey the scale. As organisms, they can endlessly evolve and adapt. Every time they encounter a new environment or a new element, they transform themselves and other seaborns. Maybe that's their draw. That fascination may be an attitude most befitting of a researcher. Yet, the transformation of fascination into idolatry is, if I may be frank, not entirely positive. I find them pretty much uncomfortable. They just remind me of whales. Then can they adapt to learn a language to communicate with us? What? Going by everything we heard, I think they sound really smart. The mayor's eyes went around at Honglu's suggestion. She brought her hands to her mouth, surprised. It sure was something. I heard that there were a seaborn who could talk. If non-humans speak the language of humans, regardless of its testament to their intelligence, I can only think of two possibilities as to why they would. One, to communicate with humans. The other, to deceive humans. More often than not, is the latter. Yep. What about distortions? Some of them already know how to speak. Distortions are phenomena in which humans transform into monstrous forms, first observed after the White Nights and Dark Days incident.
Therefore, the example is irrelevant to Otis' supposition. Why nights and dark days? She whispered quietly, but as we were standing rather close to her, we all caught on the hint of joy in her voice. The pillar of light in the city, did it really... How have you come across this knowledge, Miss Mayers? Oh, that's...
Hey, it obvious. We got the culprit right here. The storyteller lass who's been gobbing on with no end.
Yeah, she's been talking non-stop all morning about all kinds of stories, hasn't she? Huh? You have not gotten that far. You again? You didn't get lost in your own stories that you babble all about our company secrets, have you? Nay, fee, I was simply not.
Don Quixote... Yeah, okay, yeah, so Don Quixote didn't talk about those.
How do you know, Mayers?
As Don Quixote was subject to yet another round of scolding, Mami just stared out towards the sea, wary that sea turtles might start crawling to the surface once again, before turning towards us.
I wonder which of the two the seaborns are. Their sense of self is really faint, so I don't think they'd be in either category. I think it's possible that they learn human language out of instinct, that the power of speech might help them survive. It appears that you, Miss Mayers, are quite the expert on the subject of seaborns. Your knowledge of them goes beyond what fear of one's survival may yield, therefore suggesting different means of acquisition. Do you, by chance, worship the seaborns? I don't worship seaborns. Seaborns don't have any hopes or wishes, just desires for survival.
Miss Mayers, does that mean if seaborns were somehow able to hope?
Maybe so.
Is that so?
The repairs are complete.
As we were conversing, Foss descended from the ship with a neatly organized set of tools, borrowing from the village. Repairs completed. I'm guessing repairs are done?
Yes, the ship is ready to set sail. Do you have a departure time and a day in mind? I would prefer if we depart as soon as possible. We don't have a set time or anything, but I think we should be able to set sail this late afternoon at earliest.
That noon? That soon?
As you've seen, we don't have a lot to bring with us. By the way, how far out the sea do you guys need to go?
We need to find this dimensional door of sorts.
I could see the dimensional doors that light from the beach at night. It was faint, but given how the light's strong enough to break through the sea fog, we should be able to determine its location somewhere around the coastal waters.
So, we can go back tonight?
The first order of business is to relay the news to the villagers.
Yeah, back to the village for now. Oh boy! Yeah, how the... Yeah, Mayers, what are you? Are you actually the mayor's daughter? The granddaughter? Or are you something else? Posing as that? Maybe you're an inquisitor? Or maybe a seaborn transform? I don't know. But I guess I'll know by the end. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, for these stages, that seems to be around the... yeah, 209. I still don't... yeah, I don't have nearly enough for most of the things yet. Oh yeah, there's normal and hard, eh? Well, what am I doing? What? Oh, okay, yeah, right. Okay, so I was doing them on hard already, damn. That's why they're giving me double the reward. That's why. Okay. Now everything makes sense.
There's something going on in the village.
Yeah, I hear it too. I'm hearing people shouting and hollering. When we returned to the village, ship repairs completed, we were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. A quick count told me there were approximately 20 people assembled at the village square. Considering its population, that was pretty much the whole village. Who's over there?
Inquisitor,
Oh.
I think we've been found.
Oh, yep, that's the close of Inquisitor, yep. The Inquisitor, dressed in well-kept uniform, was about the same height as Don Quixote. The sword and the lamp hanging from her waist sits in the stark contrast with the more rundown, ramshackle village. She almost looked like a fixer from the city. So the Inquisitor has discovered our village.
Do you really think that you could forever stay out of the Inquisition's gaze, citizen? That's a naive dream. Fabius disappeared from the Inquisition mid-interrogation under the charges of suspicions of membership within the Church of the Deep. Last known location, Sal Flat. The other Inquisitors have informed me that you've been identified next to piracy in its fringes. From a criminal to an outlaw, what a dramatic evolution of your career. But it ends here. Now. Every citizen here, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition.
They have never broken a single law, nor are they outlaws of any kind. They are not like me.
They've disregarded the Inquisition's authority, evaded the gaze of Iberia, and found this southern coast to lurk in. Tell me I'm not supposed to find that suspicious.
What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a tenuous suspicion like that. You shouldn't.
We only wish to live a quiet life, man. Is that so? Then you might find yourself returning to this village one day, as long as you're telling the truth. Which is not an option for you, Fabius.
Myers, was she really a pirate?
Well, yeah, but as far as I know, he's been out of the game for a while. And even when he ran with the pirates, all he ever did was share fine beasts jerky to villages, or carry Agarians between them. Even if you're telling the truth, Mayors, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient.
Well, what now?
I have but one question to ask. That Inquisitor, is she following the proper legal procedures? I don't know much about the laws of Iberia, but Dr. Calcis told us that the worlds of Inquisitors were pretty much the law here. It is likely that she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from, after all. Then it is decided.
Otis quietly dragged me to the side and whispered outside Mayor's earshot. The sinners who were right next to me seemed to have picked it up, though.
Executive Manager, we best immediately return to the ship, take command of it, and set sail on our own. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict.
What? Are you seriously suggesting that we just left them and arrest the villagers?
Didn't you hear what the Inquisitor said? It seems quite cut and dry to me. If this is the just standard procedure with no local laws broken, we are in no place to involve ourselves. Our best hope is to take the ship before the impounding that too.
We can't do that. Even if it's the standard procedure, even if they're working within the law, it's not. You set up to hear Mayer's story too, don't you? You know, the Anacorp Inquisitors were working within the law too. Then, when they came for the village, that was standard procedure too. If anyone had stepped in, then...
I know what you went through, but I'd still rather not take the risk in an unfamiliar environment like this. I will try my best to figure out how to sail that ship. If I cannot, then I have Faith Ishmael to quickly learn its controls. I can't say you're wrong, but I don't know. Neither you nor I know anything about the ocean currents here, Otis. We can get the ship going, but I can't guarantee that we'll reach the dimensional door without any trouble. You. Did you know anything about the sea currents in this region? Not much, but I know the coastline sea somewhat. And you can fight the Inquisitors directly here in Iberia. Fleeing with a ship might be a better option. Huh. What should we do, Dante?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of awkward for us to just take the ship and go, huh?
How about we try to talk to the Inquisitor then? I think we should at least try to hear them out first, and then being the Inquisitor and the chief both. If the discussion goes well, we might even be able to get the Inquisition's support. Like Mr. Honglu said, we should hear from them out first, then try to convince them.
I agreed with them, both. First, let's at least see what the Inquisitor has to say. Rabbit's right, she says?
Are you certain that translation was accurate, Sinclair? Right? It's not where Ryosha would choose anything other than violence, right? Idiots. It's because the other options are pointless. Inquisitor's seen us. We're already under suspicion. She will doubtless try to stop us if we flee now. So talk first. Lower her guard, then attack.
Pretty sure that's not what Amiya meant. Well, if she's already onto us, then we shouldn't give her any excuse to attack us by running away.
I was wondering what you were doing here, lurking in the background. A clock-shaped head? Are you from the Colombian Union? They're wearing a clock for a head. They're wearing a clock for a head due to reasons, but they have nothing to do with the Colombian Union. What's the Colombian Union? Tick-tock, what? Which language are they speaking? Regardless of whether you're from Colombia or not, you're clearly not from Iberia, let alone this village.
You're not wrong, but I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding.
I'm quite certain you don't know enough about the villages to stand between them and Inquisitor. How long have you been staying here?
2 days? Buddy, don't just tell her that!
2 days? Alright, enough of this chicanery. Get out of my way, outsider! The attempt appears to have been made on quite the unstable ground. Please lend us your ear for a minute, Inquisitor. I am Amiya, leader of Rhode Islands. Yes, I am aware of Iberia's close border situation. I felt hope swelling within me as Amiya began with confidence, unlike St. Clair. Alas, it was short-lived. Thanks to the Inquisitor's quick retort, I couldn't help but place my palm against my forehead at the exchange that followed. Oh, so not only are we dealing with outsiders of dubious origins, we have illegal entry as well. We had to, because the issue demanded urgency and... I've been brief, but recently crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know how urgent that issue could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant than the situation at hand for Iberia's Inquisition. The High Inquisitor is handling the Rhode Island issue. Stay put and await the consequences for while he and that chatty mad doctor of yours talk it out. Do know that your treatment may depend on her negotiation skills. As for the village chief, I understand that you have the right to arrest him, as he is a fugitive who has fled in the middle of an interrogation and has been sailing with the pirates. However, it is an inhumane treatment to arrest the rest of the villagers as well. Inhumane? The decision is well within the rights bestowed upon the Inquisition. They lived for years right next to that highly suspicious Eiger. The Inquisition might investigate the rest of them as well to verify whether they'll have committed any acts of treason against our laws.
This isn't going anywhere, is it?
Listen, they've been surviving for years upon years by the coast without the protection of the Inquisition, and that simply cannot make sense.
Oi, I think I learned enough from you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your responsibilities? And now you're all up in here, only to go, they shouldn't be alive. I am arresting them all. What? Are you saying these people should all be dead or something?
I am. There's no other way to cut it. People simply shouldn't be alive to survive in a place like this. Not for this long.
Wow. That's how I remember the Inquisitors. The Inquisitor's reply only seemed to fan Heathcliff's wrath, as he lifted his bat and began striding forward. Ah, that's it. Lass, if you ever so much as touch the tip of a single villager's hair...
Please calm yourselves, Heathcliff.
But Hung Lu stepped in between them. Get your bloody hands off me! I had enough of her!
Continue to threaten her will cause something irrevocably bad to happen. I believe you know that yourself, Heathcliff.
What do you suggest then? We're clearly not making any progress by trying to talk this out.
Excuse me, Miss Inquisitor. What do you mean that people shouldn't be alive to survive in a place like this? I meant it literally. Even by some miracle that they actually do survive, they should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits and the inevitability of the calamity. But they look too healthy. The heck? Then shouldn't you be applauding them for managing to survive with so much hardship? I'm an Inquisitor. I'm not some crazy person on a power high who goes around ghosting out and arresting civilians of Iberia straight to the gallows, okay? I have more than enough probable cause to take them in for interrogation. It's just that I don't have the time or the energy to explain every single one of them to you outsiders. I promise them a fair judgment, whichever way that may be, after a proper investigation. So stop it with this obstruction of justice. The Inquisitress brandished her rapier threateningly, her voice shaking with frustration. Dante, without the full picture of the circumstances, Foss advises against further antagonization of a local political authority. I agree with Voss. I get the feeling that she isn't the kind of heartless inquisitor that goes around indiscriminately executing innocents, like Miss Mayers told us about earlier. I don't think she's anything like the Inquisitors of Encore we saw back at Call. They were right. We didn't have the full picture of the circumstances. Getting in the way of an Inquisitor, who was clearly a rather significant political entity of the area, was most likely a bad idea. It isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your questions. Continue to obstruct me, then. As the standoff was showing no signs of ending... Miss Mayers? I can answer your questions, so for now, let's do as the Inquisitor says. Mayers, who had been hiding behind us ever since we returned to the village, suddenly stepped forward. Yet, what of thy grandfather and the villagers? It's alright, I'm sure this is happening only because the Inquisitor doesn't know. What do you mean you'll answer the questions? About the profound silence. Mayer's response to Otis was but a single concept. I didn't quite grasp its significance, but it seemed to surprise the Inquisitor. That's what they call the calamity that destroyed Iberia. Oh dear, alright. Let's see. Let's see how this shit goes. Damn, here I thought that we were gonna be fighting an Inquisitor. Now that would have been a battle. And I do think that we have skills enough to match up to them. At least a couple. We have face bullshit, I would say. Oh, spinning clock. Yep, okay, we are clear stage. Yeah, this is a boss fight. Alright. Boss fight it is then. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put Sinclair in one of these just so I can... Yeah, let's put Sinclair in one of these. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna put Sinclair just because Sinclair has Wrath, and that's what I needed to use Gregor's skill. Because I really want to see it. It's not gonna look as beautiful because of the settings that I had to change, but still. Decades ago, a great wave ravaged through Iberia. It wasn't long before the Seaborn, carried by the waves, diminished Iberia's reeling civilization to this. The waves, the profound silence that must have reduced the village to its current state as well. Is there any reason it's called the profound silence? It doesn't seem to be the most appropriate moniker for a calamity like that. It's because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. The silence then claimed ships out at sea, then the cities of Iberia, then the Iberians. No one could say a word in face of the ineffable calamity. What? Just what are you? No average Iberian citizen should be privy to any of the information you're sharing. And the Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed the profound silence. They pretend to be Aeger from the sea, the little the citizens of Iberia, and are sowing chaos in her lands. So that's why they're arresting the Aeger left and right. I can see the thought process, but So, it's understandable why the Inquisitors would want to arrest us. Dante? This isn't good. Shane, that seemed to have maybe some kind of a taboo-like thing for the Inquisition. The Inquisitors wordlessly stared at Mayers. Their eyes were filled with traces of anger and confusion, but... She's afraid. There was fear in the face of a threat. Not the fear of the terrified, no. It is the fear of someone who's suddenly confronted with something they must destroy. The High Inquisitor once told me that, should I come across an Aeger who knows too much, there is a sliver of a chance that they are maybe of assistance to Iberia. Sis, they're already threatening the innocent with thy brandishing of the firearm. But most are seduced by the allure of the sea. Thus they are, with little doubt, our foes. I got a bad feeling about this. Get out of my way, outsider. Final warning. Run! Quick on the outtake as always, Rodia slummed the mayors over her shoulder and ran past the villagers. While the sinners scattering in all oh my god, what happened outside? While the sinners scatter in all directions to distract the Inquisitor. Oh shit, Don Quixote! Oh damn! Okay. Oh wait, I love this. Oh my god, this holy the balls of Don Quixote. Wow. The Inquisitor, that's my girl. The Inquisitor draws her firearm. And in the midst of all that action, Don Quixote rushed towards the Inquisitor without a moment's hesitation. Don Quixote, thou shalt go no further. I, a fixer of justice, shut up my bias, thou persecute them. Forsooth, 'tis a better delayed, not avoided. This clash is inevitable. In that moment of crisis, seconds before this could irrevocably make us a new enemy. Oh shit! Calcid! Monster! Yeah, there's Calcid! And Monster! A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster burst forth between the two of them. Yeah, who is this time? Who is it this time? That's enough meaningless bickering. Hey there, Calcid! You're looking great in the art style. Dr. Calcid! Do you know her? Yes, she's Dr. Calcid, roadside in medical departments. Ah, Dr. Calcid, behind you! Grrr. Shoot first, tag later, is it? The negotiations are over. From this moment onward, Royce Island is now operating within legal capacity on Iberian territory under the Inquisition's authorization. The Inquisitors fire a blast of that firearm-looking weapon, but the monster summoned by Calcid managed to deflect it. And the cannonball thrown from the weapon punched clean through the wall of the building we stayed the night in, before pushing through several other buildings behind it. That was enough to instantly freeze the sinners and the villagers on the spot. That penetrated the building. Though their walls may be weaker than the head's standard for what counts as building exterior wall, to punch through so many is... Pfft, what a precise point it makes. Now is not the time to stand around impressed! It is a violation of a taboo to have that much penetrating power in a firearm. We're not in the city. Don't lose your heads over this. Taboos don't apply here. My head knows that to be true, yet my heart finds it difficult to be still. That is enough of that discussion for now. It is advisable that we carefully observe and grasp the situation at hand instead of deliberating on a taboo, the jurisdiction of which does not reach this far. Yeah, so the situation's gotta end slightly better, right? If she's Amiya's friend, she's our ally. Besides, she's got some super powerful looking prosthetic gear looking thing too. Is that what you think? I apologize for the disappointment, but I am not on anyone's side. In other words, your particular denomination ally might not be entirely correct. However, if I must define my allegiance, then let me inform you that the closest label would be that I am Inquisitor Sirene's ally. What? Dr. Calcid? Amiya, outsiders. As much as you would like to deny it, the Inquisitor's suspicions are true. Well, it can be said that the process by which she reached that conclusion was unfair. The conclusion itself is, without a doubt, correct. So they're actually connected to the Church of the Deep. That is one way to put it. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is the dilapidated church of their congregation. Our village? A church? Just look at our buildings. Where would you even congregate? Your thoughts, Voss? There are not many resources by which we may analyze the decision. However, the fact that Amiya colleagues has made the same argument as the Inquisition brings the accused's defense into question. Yet I can hardly believe that young Mayors is lying to us. Hold on, you've been chatting plenty with the Inquisition over or whatever. How do we know you weren't allied with them the whole time? I see. You really are all entirely in the dark. An unexpected outcome, given that all of you may be from a place far beyond the dimensional door. As fortune should have it, there is no need for you to know it anyway. The truth is a truth unchanging, without the acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon. Oh, I'm sorry.
It seems that we mire you in this trouble.
Say no such thing. We shall not abide by us one such injustice is perpetrated before our eyes.
The village has already been identified by the Inquisition, and the Inquisition has even brought an ally. It seems quite unlikely that word shall resolve this conflict. But we promise you, we will take responsibility for what is done. We have benefited far too much from your warmth and kindness not to do so.
The village chief, with a benevolent look, pulls a dagger from his cloth. And I immediately knew what Calcid was about to say. Oh,
the responsibility? You don't have to go that far.
Blimey!
We are now departing for the sea. Yet, as we cannot bring ourselves to leave you here, I must ask you to join us for this journey. Become our bloodkin.
What are you doing? Stop!
The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in the line of this rising dread. Ambushed the not end there.
Damn it! The Inquisitor was right.
Oh shit! The villagers suddenly began shanking the sinners with weapons they concealed in their clothes, and it seemed that they were coming for me as well.
Amiya, on your left!
Amiya materialized a black ribbon-like apparition, bearing away with the dagger flying in my direction. But another villager rushed in, taking advantage of the opening. The charging villager's back made a visceral, crunchy noise. Someone flung them away!
Oh hey, Scotty! Didn't mean to be this late. Scotty, let me catch you up to speed. I know the situation. This fishy smell was what I went to investigate earlier.
What about the sinners? Unlike Amiya and I, who managed to survive the initial ambush, the sinners weren't doing so well. At least we had a silver lining in that the Inquisitor and Calcid, quick understanding of the situation, and the subsequent retaliation led the villagers away from the sinners.
How? I didn't notice any hostility or aggression.
Well, I have nothing to say. Why would we hold any animosity against you? Why would we intend to kill you? We are not trying to hurt you. We are simply trying to give you a form better suited for the sea. Until we were obstructed. I apologize for our unfamiliarity has caused you trouble, Inquisitor.
I won't make a big stink about what happened. What was truly unforgivable is that the heretics tried to take advantage of the ignorance of outsiders to flee the Inquisition. And even if you are outsiders, any lives lost on Iberian soil are my responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry it came to this.
Yeah, that's also something that I remember happened in the story that I won.
Hmm? Wait, lives lost? We're still alive, you know? We can shake off a stab wound like... This is most unfortunate, outsiders. Huh? What? Your friends are either going to die or turn into seaborns. The daggers that stabbed them were laced with the flesh of sea terrors. Once that happens, most die, and the survivors become overridden by their cells, becoming nothing more than another sea monster.
What? That's not a very big deal? But yeah, for that thing, not really. Everyone was acting like this was it for the sinners, but hey, I should be able to deal with this by turning the clock. It's not that bad. My only concern was that I didn't know what would happen if I tried to bring them back after they fully transformed into seaborns. The golden bow helped deal with the whale palidification effects, but I had no idea how it would interact with seaborn transformations. We should just kill them before they turn.
I know this must be very hard for you, but
what? Yeah. Sorry to bother you with this, but can you kill my friends? And preferably in the least painful way, you know? Oh, sorry. Was that last part kinda too much to ask?
Wait, don't give up already. If we bring them back to Rhodes Island, we should be able to do something to help them.
How should I explain this? Guys, can you?
Dante, I know what you mean, but I just can't right now.
My strength has rapidly deteriorated since the ambush.
It's kind of tingly too, so maybe they use some kind of paralytic cocktail?
Just trust me this one time. I can assure you that I'm not just giving up on them.
But, I mean, yeah, can you understand the outsider speech? Yes, it's just that they're making a pretty difficult request. They want me to kill all their friends before they transform into seaborns. Okay.
Thank you! And before we even knew it, Scotty had already decapitated the sinners, none of them who resisted. Amiya seemed to have been taken aback by how fast Scotty jumped into action.
What are you doing? Scotty?
Don't let this spook you. This is just how we roll. The clock turns. The decapitated heads creep towards the headless torsos, connecting with the threads of blood. The sensation is that of reversal. It feels as though the sinners and I are severed from the rest of the world, rewinding in isolation. In this rewind, is this rewinding us going back in time, or are we define the concept itself? This pain is multifold worse than the sensation of a straightforward decapitation. The pain is in the heart. As the current of death reverses, I sense a deep, crushing isolation.
Their wounds are disappearing. Resurrection, metaphysics, or time reversal. Puzzling. I have no knowledge with which of interpret this technology. The cause seems to be that the pain is transferred to the one who rewinds. But that seems too small a price for such a great power. Though the discussion of whether this can be categorized as power should be explored later. I couldn't stop shaking. All of my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, I took a moment to collect myself and order the sinners. Oh, hey! It's been a while since I've seen a resurrection CG. Not ever since the start of the game. Looks pretty good. And also, I'm glad to see the Don Quixote being part of it. Nice. I don't know just what they were thinking, but we should be able to find out once we take them down. You dare deceive the executive manager and try to take their life? Prepare thyself, for thou shalt now pay the price for making a mockery of justice! Yeah, we can't let this slide, you know?
How unfortunate. I had high hopes that all of you would become fine bloodkins.
No, my friend. Not today, bro. Not today. So yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy. No other ways to go about it. But yeah, yeah, that's no big deal. Just kill me. Oh yeah, can you do me a favor and kill my friends? And then yeah, I'm sure this must be hard for you. What? Bro. Oh, that shit was so great. Oh wait, okay. Yeah, so no, we're not fighting the Inquisitor, but Fabius. Yeah, call the Bloodkin. Bro. Okay. Passives. Encounter start, gain 5, cease terror of assimilation. One stack, gain 1 offense level down and 1 defense level down per stack. Oh! Like, we can get 5 level down from this shit? Oh god, okay. Offense level down. Instead of defense level down, effects of gain offense level. Oh shit, okay, yeah, that's. Abyssal Worship. Turns. Yep. Heals 3 SP for every surviving ally. Cell Membrane. If this unit has remaining shield after getting hit, inflict 2 sinking against the target. Chronic Recovery. Nervous Impairment. God damn it. Alright. The Blade. On hit with an unopposed attack, inflict 1 nervous impairment. Shit. Okay. What about the rest? Sinking and paralyzed. Nervous impairment. Inflict gloom damage equal to nervous impairment. Okay. Diversion. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a bitch. I can already feel it. Come on, Q. John China. Ow, that was an unopposed attack. From a red coin. Well, does an attack from a red coin cost an unopposed? Maybe. Dead. Fucking dead. Also, damn the music. Pretty good music, man. Oh, come on, Uma-san. Make me proud. There you go. Okay, good. Good, 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 good.
They all need to win the clashes, otherwise we're not gonna go anywhere because these fuckers are gonna. Yeah, they're constantly gonna be healing SP. So clash is gonna become more difficult as time goes on. Shit. Shit. Why do you have to lose that one, Gregor? Okay, that's for that. Yeah, that shit's hopeless. Okay, sorry, Sinclair. Don't really have much shit to do here. Okay, one less. Good. There you go. Come on, Uma-san. No! Okay, good. He managed to win the last one. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it. Huh. Okay, that's actually... Fuck. It was almost great. What the fuck was that? I mean, I know what it is. Still. Okay. Not great. Definitely not great. Okay, yeah, she can dodge it. Hopefully. Sinclair, definitely not. Okay, wing... Yeah, time to use wing beat. Oh my god, Sinclair. Okay, I'm so sorry, Sinclair. Hang in there. Hang in there, buddy. Not that yet. Oh shit. No! Uma-san! Why? You have betrayed me! Okay, good. Good. Wing beat! Damn. Okay, only 2 times. Oh, shit. No, okay, no, the dream is not real. Damn it. Ow. Ow. Okay, what? There goes another one. Ow. Ow. That wasn't an oppose. Okay, much better. Go. There we go. Okay, come on, Uma-san. Good job. Shit. Okay, good. There you go. Kill. There we go.
Good job, Kong Lu. Shit! Why? Why, Ishmael? Why now? Okay, good. Another one bites the dust. Only one more. Okay, we clashing that, but yeah, there's one that it's not clashing that well. Yizang? Okay, yeah, Yizang can clash that. Go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, no, we win in this. Oh, time for Sinclair. Time for the cock. Yeah, just go all out in there and yeah, the False will take care of that one. Yep, there you go. Only you left. And done. Mission accomplished. Oh, buddy. No, wait, I think they're heading to... He's running himself into a dead end. Are they seeking refuge at sea? Wait, that's where the ship is. That's where they're headed. They're trying to board the vessel Masses. Wait, we never told them that the ship was repaired, so how? Isn't it obvious? The whole village is in on it. It ain't a surprise that they sent someone to spy on us. Or they know a way to get into the ship's floating even in its broken state. A vessel... Masas? A vessel Rebellion de las Masas. That ship is moored at a port in that direction. Wait, it can't be! Irene, who was preoccupied with battling the rest of the followers of the Church of the Deep who were in hiding, quickly gave chase. But Fubius and the villagers were already aboard the repaired ship, slowly departing the harbor with a horde of sea turtles between us and them. How can a vessel of that size become operational this fast? The exterior, the name, they must have been constructed during the Golden Age of Iberia. But how are we supposed to chase that? What if we build a raft and road after them? Come on! See, it's full of sea turtles. It won't get very far before it sinks. Do you see something, Amiya? You keep looking in that direction. Oh! The vessel must soon disappear into the mist, and the village was left empty with nary a sign of people ever having been there, as though this getaway have all been premeditated. Leaving only mayors. Oh. Wow. Yes, what's the story here, mayors? Because apparently everyone was crazy, but you don't seem to be one of them. Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, we're at the halfway point. Damn it. Can we just take any ship to go after it?
It's a research vessel. It can't possibly be very fast. This'll be difficult. Even if it is a research vessel, I'm sure it was constructed during the golden age of Iberia. No average ship can keep up with it. Which is a problem, because I doubt we have any ship that can travel at the same speed. We only have a few small vessels left, which are all anchored too far from this location to be feasible options. Do we have any recourse? No, not unless we can identify the exact location of the vessel. Which is the real problem. We can find ourselves a ship to go after them, yes, but most sides of Iberia, the lighthouse, were lost during the profound silence. Wait, when you say most, do you mean that there's some left? Just one, as far as I know. The one in Gran Faro, but the lighthouse cannot be used at this moment. There's another. There's a lighthouse that you can use. Really? Are you really going to give one of the villagers the benefit of the doubt? Young Scotty had already confirmed her to be safe. All I confirm is whether she's a seaborn or not. Can't know if she's a cultist. This true yet. Once we saw the mayor's was left all on her own, we decided to have her company us at all times, and kept her within Irana's eye shot. We couldn't possibly blame her for what happened, given Scotty's confirmation that she doesn't have anything to do with those sea monsters. Besides, they all left her behind. But Irene still seemed to harbor a bit of suspicion. The problem with Aeger is that she simply knows too much. Where could she possibly have gained access to all that information? See? She can't even answer that question. But let's think about it this way. What if we were to ask her what we don't know? The location of that lighthouse, for example. They're thinking rapidly. What did they say? Nothing says that we should probably approach it differently and ask her what we don't know. Like the location of the lighthouse. That seems like a reasonable suggestion to me. Or does the Inquisitor have an alternative solution to this conundrum? No, but... Fine, let's hear it. I want to interrogate you about how you have access to things that even us Inquisitors don't know. At least not right now. Faro Muerto, Dead Lighthouse. That's our village name. Somewhere a little ways off from the coastline. There's an intact Eye of Iberia on the sea, though it was almost destroyed when the profound silence swept through. Off the coastline? Is it not connected to the land? I think it used to be, until it sank. We should be able to break ourselves enough wooden material from the village to build a raft. Is it near enough to for a raft to be the means of access? The weather's not great today, but it should do. It's not very far from the coast. Even you? You're going to trust the Aeger? I don't see why I shouldn't. I understand that Iberian mistrust of Aeger is quite profound. Yet such a sentiment is hollow to the rest of us. Inquisitor Irene, what did you feel when you saw Rhodes Island operator? If you're talking about the Countess, nothing in particular. Well, other than light annoyance when she accused me of being inhumane. So you didn't harbor any hostility nor disgust. Not that you would have felt any sense of sympathy or empathy either. I thought... I have no history of feelings for or against the Aeger. Such must be the same for the outsiders.
What's she on about?
She's campaigned that, in matters in regards to mayors, our opinions are most objective than Irene's. Finding the vessel Fabius commanded will be of benefit to all. Limbus Company will gain an opportunity to return to the city via the dimensional door, while Rose Island will have the chance to study it at a closer proximity. And the Inquisition will gain possession of the vessel in which the technology from the Iberian Golden Age is contained. What? You're going to just hand that over to the Inquisition? Why should we covet what was once Iberia's? Well, there certainly are aspects to the vessel that draw interest. I already have a state-of-the-art masterpiece known as Mephistopheles. As long as that can guaranteed, as long as that can be guaranteed, I see no reason to refuse. Irene eventually agreed to put her trust in mayors. We're in luck, Executive Manager. It is quite fortunate that our interests align exactly with that of the first strangers we encountered in a strange land.
Lucky is right. Imagine if we were back in the city. I would have taken them like 4 free distortions and hunts for us to come in disagreement. Fair.
Sorry about having to settle with us, Mayors. Please lead us to the lighthouse. Okay, happily. So when you said almost destroyed, how almost destroyed is it? I heard that the light faded from the lighthouse a long time ago, but the shape still stands. At least it was, when I saw it a few months ago. If the lighthouse is in inoperable state, we're going to need an expert technician to get it back in working order. The technology is based on is completely diverse from the popular application of origenium technology, so I doubt there's anyone out there who can work with it anymore, then. You needn't worry about that. Here we have an engineer and a researcher who are geniuses even in the city, so we should be able to manage the most mechanical failures. Today is just revelation after revelation, huh?
Yep.
I can vouch for the Limbus Company skills. I can also work on simpler tasks. I learn a thing or two helping our Grams. Stuff about the lighthouse or very just tech stuff.
Well, we all head to the lighthouse together.
No, I'll be leaving the group for a moment. Amiya will accompany you instead.
What? After all that, you're just going off on your own?
Yes, to join the Doctor. It is imperative for the successful execution of this mission.
Oh.
Of course, that hinges on Amiya and Scotty remaining behind here to assist the rest of you. Thus, I will leave it to the rest of you to take the Eye of Iberia, the lighthouse, back.
Wait, what do you mean take back the lighthouse? Is there someone or something out there that's taking over the lighthouse called the Eye of Iberia?
Unlikely supposition. Amiya, what did the manager of Limbus Company say? There is given the lighthouse has been taken over by something. Not a bad intuition. Yes, there is a high likelihood that the structure has already been overrun by sea turrets. I don't know about overrun, but I've encountered them a few times when we approach it too closely. Normally, this is hardly enough personnel to attempt a raid on the lighthouse, but answer me this. Are there any limitations for the revival? There are no restrictions as long as the manager survives. However, do note that the battle efficiency deprecates with prolonged battle due to mounting mental stress on the manager. No need to change the plan then. Amiya, use this communicator to alert me as soon as you are able to identify the coordinates of the vessel from the lighthouse. If luck would have it, we should be able to reduce the time it takes to complete the retrieval mission. Okay, as long as you're not taking everyone with you, if it's just her who's leaving, then go ahead. I think we should be fine too. Then let's commence mission Vessel Masses Retrieval.
Righto, step one of the plan is the raft, right? Let's get on with it.
It's done. Let's go.
What? Why are you looking at us like that? Is there something bothering you?
Must you ask? Just look at how proactive and quick she is to jump into action. Certainly lives up to the image of an employee working out of a large corporation. Thanks, Otis, for that charitable view, I guess.
Thanks to Scotty, who had already finished the first step of the plan, we were able to move on to step 2 immediately. All right. I'm gonna need some more water. Whew, how much time has passed already? 2 hours and 50 minutes? Yeah, that's pretty good overall. Not too long and not too short. Okay. The Operation Lighthouse Retrieval. Oh, yep, more Seaborn. Let's go. After a while of carefully sailing on Scottish raft along the coastal cliffs,
A gargantuan shrouded lighthouse emerged from the thick mist. Eye of Iberia. Even in its dilapidated, ruined state, touches that are once monumental and sensitive are apparent on the exterior construction of the lighthouse. Some even call the lighthouses Gardens of Iberia. It retains the grandeur of the era, as it was built during its golden age. You really know everything, don't you? It is as she said, but now the lighthouses are nothing but graveyards of countless inquisitors and soldiers of the penal battalion. No one who's attempted to retrieve a lighthouse has ever survived expedition. Can you please not say scary stuff like that, Miss Irene? We are literally about to walk into one. Don't you ever keep chirping? What are you, foul beast? Stop yapping in my ear! Why is this one such a coward like the rest of you outsiders? I'm not a coward, I'm just voicing my... She did just say some pretty concerning stuff. How long do you think the repairs will take? Its exterior is rather heavily damaged. However, from what is visible from the outside, its interior is still quite intact. With Miss Fossey's expertise, it should not take very long. Ethan suggested with a smile, but Foss maintained her silence for the entire journey to the lighthouse. Then said something pretty concerning in response. Of course, my wits remain unmarred even in such uncertainties. The currents are pretty wild. Someone's going to have to stay behind and keep an eye on the raft. We can't just leave it here unattended, but I don't know if we can carry it either. I'll stay here and protect the ship.
You sure you can handle this alone? I know you're strong, but maybe one or two more people should stay behind just in case.
No, don't need them. Seaters will swarm itself if I go with you anyway. So this has nothing to do with you. So what she's trying to say is that she's worried about you not having enough people to take on the lighthouse when she can handle this area alone, which is why she's okay with staying behind alone.
Thanks for explaining. Some people just can't help but hop through an extra hoop, I guess. Well then, let's trust her.
We'll be back, Scotty.
Luckily, we didn't run into any seaters on our way to the lighthouse gates. The problem was that the gates were bound shut by strange blue tissues. Reminds me of that L-Corp branch back at U-Corp, though that one was white. I don't think I can do anything to force it open myself, but... Guys, can you pry it up? Can you pry open this door? Oi, move it over. I'll put it from the right side. You are at the left, man.
Will I pull at 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3.
Something's off here.
What are you doing?
The door is firmly secured in place.
This flesh tissue regenerates almost as soon as it is torn. Perhaps you'll need to tap it into a wilder form of art to get this opened.
Well, what now?
This flesh tissue growing on the gate is seater. It reacts to the lamp, but it grows too much to be affected by any meaningful capacity. Scotty might be able to open this door with her incredible strength, but...
Should I go fetch her? But I think she's already fighting off the seaters from the sink in the raft. So we'll honor our own. Maybe there's an identity card Rodrigo I could use to get through this. Hey, there. Putting once again putting some of the gameplay elements here. So which one? Huh? Just as I was pondering a familiar question, a faint black glow came into view, then devoured my sight. It's no intuition or inspiration. It's different from those sudden flashes of realization, and it's not the star of that day that I think of from time to time. It's not the horrible door that I see every time I turn the clock either. The formless and black space in which I am not permitted to see. A faint noise, a whisper, cuts through it. And through that opening, I see light. I reach out to the opening and see Scotty, born from a very, very warm gaze. Scotty? Powerful imagery crashes onto me like the waves. Scotty, the staggering dancer wielding a blade. Scotty, who flaunts her flowing locks. And Scotty, the singer, humming in a low voice. Beyond the fringes of cognition, Scotty's existence has become engraved. The singer who can wrestle and control this oceanic tidal power is... Dante, are you alright? I'm good. And I don't think we'll need to send for Scotty.
Huh? What? Ishmael, I never used this ego before, but I need you to trust me and accept it. Huh? What? An ego? I nodded quietly. Well, it's not like we ever get to have a practice run with those ego. Whatever it is, seems to me our manager's found a solution. Her confusion is short-lived. She let out a carefree laughter before stepping forward, boredly twirling her mace once. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Get corroded? Oh yay! There we go! Nice! Yep! Scotty ego! Boom! There goes the door. Cracks in the lighthouse are growing! I think she destroyed the door instead of opening it. Sorry, didn't think it'd be this wrong. Well, the door's open. What are we waiting for? No, I mean, what? Just what does the part where you... What, the part where I suddenly changed into a different outfit and equip a different personality? Yes, that! That is... This is most fascinating. That an ego could be drawn here, in lieu the mirror of Mephistopheles. I think I connected to Amiya's subconscious mind. There was this strange unfamiliar light, and I saw Amiya's emotions attached to her memories and experiences. So, I just reached out to them. My subconscious mind? I just had this feeling that it would work. Sorry about peering in without asking first. But I didn't see anything other than things about Scotty. All I needed were memories and emotions that can be used to understand the being that is Scotty. It's okay. I also have experience with gaining power from others' memories and emotions to overcome difficult situations. Maybe that's how you were able to draw something from me as well, Dante. That is the most appropriate assumption, especially in a situation in which delving into its principles is impossible. So that's called ego? Merely, of course Limbus Company's ego is quite distinguished from the other kind of ego, which are bloom from within oneself. That is enough. No further information is to be divulged to outsiders. Yet, it matters not whether young Mayers and young Emil learn to this. I agree with that fool this time. The Inquisitor used an artillery projectile that penetrates the outer wall, several of them in fact, of a building, and the head did not pursue her following the breach of taboo. This is clearly not the city.
And about a lot of talk that her heart out that to hear her moan and what about being able to say anything?
I am convinced. Do as you will, then. Foster's reply sounded almost sulking, but Don Quixote immediately began to expound upon ego, to Iranian mayors anyway. But everyone was too busy to pay attention to her, as the wet, slithering noise from a distance had to put everyone on edge. Can we do that later? We got some cleaning up to do. So there were some sitters past the door.
I think any sitters from the sea are all converging around Scotty. Which means our only roadblocks are sitters still lingering around the lighthouse. Let's go. Let's take this lighthouse back. Alright.
Yeah, so that's how they explain the collab egos, huh?
Oh boy, man. I really hope I manage to get the rest of the egos, man. I got Gregor's, but I still need Faust and Hong Lu.
I'm hoping to at least get Faust.
And if it comes to all, I hope I have more than enough lunacy after to get enough for the pity. After farming for some days. Also, nice music. Nice music to buy. Okay, overall though, at least I'm glad that the top fights aren't dying too hard. Everything is going well so far with the Seaborn. Also, I am loving the backgrounds, by the way. That looks so good. But man, all those spools and I only got Gregor's? That's sad, man. That's very sad. Kiroki, go.
As one would do, as one one content creator would say, win rights. God bless Sunul. God bless his soul.
But yeah, man, it does feel good to finally play this event without having to worry about spoilers in Twitter.
Okay, keep going at it.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good job, Ishmael. Cockler, come on. Okay. Okay. Good job, Cockler. Owie. There you go. Another one buys the dust. Go. Nice. Mm-hmm. There you go. Ow. Mm-hmm. You know, something occurred to me. I'm gonna close my this program real quick, where I'm using the PNG, and see if everything goes faster that way. And if somehow that improve the speed, then oh my god, did that actually improve the speed? No way, right? Are you kidding me? That actually improved the speed. Oh my god, okay. So that was the solution all along, just do that. Well, now we have a solution. Now everything is smoother now. Jesus. Well, to all this, okay, I guess I can just give me a couple. I'm just gonna put a placeholder. Let me see. Okay, wait. Actually, I'm gonna try one more time with no, actually no. Discord will just slow everything down. Yeah, let me just search for my placeholder. Okay, yeah, there I am. Yeah, let me. Yeah, I'll just put myself here. And over there, yeah, that should be great. Yeah. All right. Okay, you guys just have to see that. That way we don't sacrifice anything more. Yeah, now everything is going more fluid. Okay, I'm gonna see if how far I can go with this. Okay. Yeah, 60 FPS seems to be doing fine now too. I'm gonna put this on. Very nice. Okay, now the game is actually going fine. So the problem was the fucking program that I was using before. So okay, so Discord, yeah. So I guess I'm just not gonna have a talkie PNG for this. I'm just gonna be myself. Yeah, everything is so smooth. What the hell? What the hell, man? Why is everything working now? Okay, fuck it. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna open Discord. Okay, the game still seems to be stable. Somewhat. Okay, yeah, no. The with Discord, it's taking a dive. Okay, yeah, no, definitely close the Discord. That was not a great idea. Jesus Christ, my FPSs, man. Oh my god, my frames. The frames, man. Ah, shit. Come on, game. Okay, I'm gonna have to reduce everything until it fixes itself. I have made a mistake. Yep, confirm it, confirm it, confirm it. Come on, game. Oh my god, why? Come on. I need my FPSs back. Come on. Why is it not working? Right, was running well before. What happened? Give me a moment. I'm trying to fix shit here. Uh, this is what I get for trying to open Discord, man. Jesus Christ, the frames. My frames go to shit. Yeah, just give me some time to troubleshoot here. Ah, fuck it. Let's just finish the battle. Maybe that'll fix it. Why is everybody going after one person? God damn you, win rate. Why are you like this? Oh god. Yeah, no, you guys are gonna have to put up with this for a bit. Alright, at least now it looks pretty. Okay. Okay, he seems to have... And it's still most like shit. Okay, thank God. Get me out of here. Get me out of this hell. Get me out of this hell. Now that was some big scuff right now, man. Okay, I don't... Bro, this shit didn't happen to me on Twitch, man. Okay. Okay, even though I managed to somewhat solve the problem that I was having, clearly not really the complete solution. I'm gonna... Maybe Twitch, at least in terms of this recording, is gonna treat me better. Because, my god, I never had this problem before. Ay, 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 ay. Well, today we all are learning something new, man. Today I learned to never open Discord in a live stream again. At least on YouTube. Yeah, that fuck with everything. That fuck with everything that I had. And he's even fucking up with the loading times. Just great. Maybe I should close the game and then open it back up again. Just to be safe. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm really regretting my decisions right now. And everything was going so great. Why did this have to happen? All because of a stupid decision that I made. Man. Yeah, no, with this shit, I'm never streaming on Twitch again after this. Oh, this is just my internet causing all these problems. Most likely my internet, honestly. I would love to just close the game right now, but I fear for what may happen if I close on while it's loading things. And who knows, maybe once it gets out to the menu, it will fix itself. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, the game is still... Oh, wait, no. Are we back? Oh, no. No, I can't click on anything. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna open back up the game again. Just give me a few. I'm gonna put you all on the loading screen.